Hi guys! I actually want to tell you about the books that I've read before I had my channel. Overall, my favorite books and series of 2012. Those books weren't necessarily released in 2012, and they are in no particular order. The Radleys by Matt Haig. It's so funny when you read this. A lot of comments are, it's very British, the humor and all. And yeah, it is, but it's, dark humor. I love that. It's basically about a family of vampires, but the parents haven't told their kids yet that they are vampires. Of course, something horrible happens, and now they have to tell their children. Quite sarcastic. I love it. My favorite thing about this book is in there you have little paragraphs of the abstainer's handbook where good vampires left by. Your instincts are wrong. Animals rely on instincts for their daily survival, but we are not beasts. We are not lions or sharks or vultures. We are civilized, and civilization only works if instincts are suppressed. So, do your bit for society and ignore those dark desires inside you. The Abstainer's Handbook, 2nd edition, page 54. Like, vampirism is not the first priority in this book. It's about a failed marriage, problems within a family, and parents having secrets. The Space Between by Brenna Yovanov. This book was released in 2012. It's about daughter of Lucifer and Lilith. She's on a mission to save her half-brother. I have a review on this. If you have read this book and want to read something else by Brenna Yovanov, I really, really recommend you get The Replacement. I love this book, and it's The Astonishing Adventures of Fanboy and Goth Girl by Barry Lyga. This book was released in 2006. I have a review of this book about a boy dealing with bullies, his dream of to release his own graphic novel. Loved it. And as well as the sequel, Goth Girl Rising. It's also by the amazing Barry Lyga. Guilty Pleasures by Laurel K. Hamilton. This is a urban fantasy series. The protagonist is Anita Blake, who is a necromancer and raises dead people from their graves. It's the first graphic novel, and it's based on the first novel of Laura K. Hamilton called Guilty Pleasures as well, and the original novel was released in 1993. And I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about it because it changed so much throughout the years. I only read the first novel and the first graphic novel, so I have no idea what's going to happen in the next novels. But I will see for myself if I like it or not. Anita is very sarcastic, very badass. Fables. Yeah, I don't think I haven't mentioned it ever. This is basically about fairy tale characters or folklore characters who call themselves fables. They have been forced to leave their homelands by the adversary, and they're trying to live in our world without us knowing that they are actually fairy tale characters. I'll show you now my favorite thing about the first volume. This here. Sophisticated Pig. Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare Blake. This was released in 2011. I don't need to say more. It creeped me out. It's about a ghost hunter, and Anna is one of those ghosts that he is hunting or trying to kill off. Creepy, yeah. I have a review on that book. The Moth Diaries. This was my last book of 2012, and yeah, I loved it. Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. This is a urban fantasy set in London. This started out as a television series, and after that, Gaiman wrote this book. It's about the creatures in London below. Very, very cool book. Another book that is quite creepy and disgusting, and I loved it, is The Monstrumologist by Rick Yancey. This is the first book in the Monstrumologist quadrilogy, I think. This is about a doctor and his apprentice searching for monsters, all kinds of gory, creepy stuff. Amazing, amazing read. A Perfect Blood by Kim Harrison. This is the 10th book in the Hollows series. I'm not going to say more about it. But, you know, I'm going to spoil if I start. 10 books are a lot for a series. And I think even if you start talking about the second or third book, you have a major spoiler in there. So I won't be getting into it. I love the series. I think I've said it multiple times on this channel how much I love the series. The Ugly series by Scott Westerfeld. I see it as a trilogy simply because the last book, book 4, called Extras, it's not about the main characters of the previous books. It's a new character, a new place and everything. So yeah, this is a dystopian young adult fiction. 16-year-olds receive plastic surgery to look pretty, and because they think that if everyone is pretty, that there are no fights and no jealousy and therefore no wars and everything is perfect, and it's all just a big, big lie. It took me a little to get into it. Books are called Uglies, Pretties, and Specials. The fourth one is Extra, and I didn't like the main character of the fourth book, so I say it's just a trilogy. Another series that I've read this year and enjoyed very much is the Vampire Academy series by Richelle Mead. As you may or may not know, I enjoy reading series. Vampire Academy is basically a school where half vampires called Dumpiers are taught to be bodyguards for Moroi, which are living vampires. There are also Strigoi, which are undead, bad, evil vampires, and therefore the Moroi need bodyguards. The story is about a dumpy girl named Rose, and she wants to be the bodyguard of her best friend Lisa, who is a Moroi princess. Contains 6 books: Vampire Academy, Frostbite, Shadow Kiss, Blood Promise, Spiritbound, and Last Sacrifice. My favorites were, I think, book 2 and book 3, but all in all, I really love the way Richelle Mead writes. You know, Rose is a force to be reckoned with. It's heartbreaking, it's funny, it's full of action, there's a little bit of romance, an amazing YA vampire book. And it's nice to have a new spin on vampires. The Hunger Games. This is a series I would reread probably. Another trilogy that was good, but like a little thing was missing, so it would become one of my favorites, but I want to mention it. Wake trilogy by Lisa McMahon, and it's Wake, Fate, and Gone. This is about a girl who gets sucked into dreams of other people. Yeah, it's really a good series, but I was very disappointed with the last book. Hope you've seen some new books that you haven't heard of. See you soon!